Hi, this is Emma from MoviusMakes, and today we're going to be making a cat bakery. This video will be a tutorial of sorts, so stick around if you're interested in making your very own.
First things first, you're going to want to decide which boxes you want to use for your cat house. And for the flower shop, I specifically used two boxes, a bigger one for the base, and then I put a smaller one on top. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this, just like that. So for tools for this shop, you're going to want a cutting mat, and then I have this little knife that I'm going to use to be cutting. To stick everything together, I like to use my hot glue gun, and I always need extra glue sticks. And then also, after you have the boxes all glued together, you will need paint. You'll also want to make sure that you have some extra boxes or pieces of cardboard that you can use to cut up to add little details to the boxes. I'm going to be using this Gold Ritz box. To make things a little bit easier when it comes to painting, I'm going to be turning both of these boxes inside out so that I don't have this large blue section to paint, as well as then the stickers will be on the inside and the barcodes, these arrows, and it'll just make it a lot easier for the painting process. To put it inside out, it is kind of a pain in the butt. You do need to take the box completely apart. This box did have a nice flap where it's connected, so it'll be a lot easier to hot glue it back together. Now I'm just going to fold in the bottom part and glue that all together as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it down put it back down on its butt, and then I'm going to put the glue in here and then press it down. Well, after gluing that down, I just realized that I actually didn't need to do that because this was going to be on top of that one, which means I would have cut out the base anyway. But because I really don't want to unstick that and cut it out, I think I'm actually going to make this one the top, so it'll have a smaller base and a little bit of a bigger top. Now it is time to turn this Amazon box inside out. Alright, both of our boxes are inside out. I'm going to experiment with what I want to do, so I'm going to put this box up on top of here, like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to probably cut each of these flaps off and leave just a little bit of space around the edges because this box doesn't fully cover the whole entire top. And then what we'll do after that is put this box on top of this box, and then we will cut out the bottom of that box so that they connect. Also, save any of the flaps that you cut off of your boxes because you might use that for something else later down the project. Now it is time to hot glue this box to this box. So for my flower shop, I basically just did an awning, and it was just a piece of cardboard that just went straight up, and that was it. But you can also do a, angled out roof like this if you'd like, or you could have it be angled out this way. But this is the part where you'll probably need to cut out a piece of cardboard from a different box. I do really like the awning, so I think that is what I'm going to be doing for this box. Okay, so for the awning, what you're going to do is you're just going to cut off this top flat, and then these three flaps will be hot glued together like so, and then you will cut these at a diagonal going down. To make sure your diagonals are cut the same, you can use the piece that you cut off from the other side on this side as a template. Before I glue up the roof, I'm going to cut out this bottom part. I'm going to leave about 1 inch on each side. Onto the roof, we're going to glue these seams together. It's a little bit gappy, but that's okay. My cats do not care. Alright, onto the awning. I don't have just a large, flat piece of cardboard, so I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit. Okay, so I cut this off of the box. So I think what I'll do is I'll have these two sit up on top of here. And then this part, since it folds down, I think I'm gonna just cut this off here, and that would be the part of the awning that kind of goes over the front. Time to glue. This is my cat Pigeon, by the way. He does not have his own shop yet, but he does work at Poppy's flower shop. So now we've got the roof on, and you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool, but how do the cats get it? Well, now we need to cut out a door right here on the side. I put it on the side because up in the front we're going to have the nice big window. So on the side is where we will cut out the employee entry door. This is scary. I think I want it more towards the back. So maybe not actually right in the middle. Boom! Look at that. Here is our finished employee door. Let's do a cat test and see if my biggest cat can fit. He can! Okay, we're now gonna cut out our shop window. So I think what I'll do is it's gonna be pretty big, and then it will go right up here to the edge of the awning, and then down all the way to this next box. And make sure that when you do this, your cat is not in the box, because you do not want to stab them with your knife. That would be bad. So just like my flower shop, I want to make a little shelf that's going to go out the front where the other cats will order their pastries. I'm going to be using this cardboard from my Ritz box to cut a shelf. It's going to be connected to this, like so. So I'm going to glue it here, and then I think what I'll do is I'll just make a little cut right along here where I can just bend it over. So instead of just making a very basic box for the shelf, I want this to actually be a case, because this is going to be a bakery. That way I can paint on different baked goods in here. Like this is a little cold case. Now that I have this cut out, I'm going to need to cut out some pieces of cardboard to go right here on the edges, and then I'll glue those together so that I have a nice big shelf, and then I'll glue it onto the box. Difficult to work with supplies. That's fine. Okay, so we are almost ready to start painting, but before we do that, we're gonna cut out different pieces of cardboard that will be attached to the building, but we're gonna paint them before we attach them so that it's easier. So what we're gonna do is we're going to have two signs. It'll be like a menu and announcement sign. And then we also need to make the sign which will go on top of the building that will say Pumpkins Pastries. Alright, there's my menus. For the sign that will be sitting on top of the awning, I'm just going to use one of these flaps that I cut off the box earlier, but I am going to cut off a little bit to make it a bit shorter. So I also want to add kind of a hanging sign that will come off of the building just a little bit and say bakery. Hook it to here somehow. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I don't know what to call them, but I'm basically going to make something like this where it'll connect to the side of the building like that. This part will be glued to the building, and then the sign will be on it like here. It's gonna stick onto the side of the building like this. Yay, we are finally finished with the construction of the building, so now we can finally get to painting. Okay, let's talk painting supplies. So I use an acrylic water-based paint so that it is non-toxic. If the cats do happen to eat a little bit of it, they will not die, they will be okay. And then I just use my paintbrushes, and then I have these Posca pens, which are really great. and some acrylic markers, which are wonderful. Starting with the 2 menu boards, I'm going to be cutting out pieces of this black art paper to go on top of them. Now I'm going to be drawing on my menus. I'm gonna have one say fresh biscuits baked daily, and then the other one will be like a menu with the products and the prices. This is the sign for Pumpkins Pastries, but I accidentally wrote Pumpkins Pastries. So instead of making a brand new sign, I decided to just add the K a little here, and I actually kind of like it. It makes it look kind of eclectic. And then this is the sign that's going to go on the side that says bakery. So we're going to hang that up right now. In order to prop the sign up, I'm going to be putting this piece of cardboard behind it, like so. So that when it is up here, it will have some extra support. It is now day 2 of working on my Pumpkins Pastries cat shop, and today I'm going to be finishing up all of the painting. This will be a pastry case, so I'm going to be painting pastries here and it'll look like it's inside of a case. Then I was thinking about maybe adding some employee signs, you know, ones that say like employees must wash your hands, that kind of stuff inside, just as a reminder to my cats to make sure they're practicing food safety. I'm gonna be gluing this black paper in here because I don't like the Chewy logo in there, so I'm gonna be doing that.
I'm meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Odd thoughts and some dusty dreams, and we seem to find common ground. Guess everyone's got their own sound. I never cared much about fitting in, what's right or a sin, but as you stand before me, I give in. Picture frames, lavender and pain.
I am almost finished with this house. I think the last thing I want to do is add some little curtains on the inside of the window right here. Excuse me, sir. As you can see, this is extremely wrinkly, so I'm gonna go ahead and iron it. This is my ironing board. Now I'm going to cut this out to be a more reasonable size. Now I'm going to cut this in half. Alright, now we're going to be pleating each one of these and gluing them with the hot glue gun. Where you're going to glue it is going to be right here, a little bit more towards the top, but maybe about right here. So then this is going to be the end result of that. Then you're going to take a piece of string or ribbon, whatever you like. I'm just going to use this very simple black string. You're going to cut a piece of that and you're going to tie it around the middle where you hot glued. Great, one done. Now to do the next. Here are our 2 curtains done. Of course my cat comes to hang out while I'm doing the most fun part, so of course he's gonna want to play. I decided I want to do the longer part actually on the top here, and then the shorter part will be down here. I believe we are all finished. This is the finished product. In a second I'll set it down on the floor next to my flower shop, but I just wanted to show you it now because I'm lucky enough that Pumpkin, the owner of Pumpkin's Pastries, is inside of his shop. This last step is completely optional. I will not be doing it, but if you would like, of course, you can put a blanket inside of here for your cats to sleep on. I prefer to just leave it empty because my cats really like the feel of the box. I think because it's very cool to the touch. There we go. Pigeon. You're going to good break.
This isn't a necessity, but I bought my cats some cat and baked goods to really tie the whole bakery together. Plus, they really never have enough toys, do they? Well, here's the finished cat bakery. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I think my cats are as well. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.